If you're like me and you attend a lot of trade shows, business conferences, and events, you've probably heard this one question that always pops up. It shows up in the hallways, in the breakout sessions, sometimes even on stage. You might even be the one that asked the question. And it goes something like this. Is business slow for you guys this month? Is it just me, or has Q1 been terrible? Are you guys getting calls? Are you guys busy? I'm having a hard time getting quotes approved. What's going on? And every time you hear it, and even when maybe you ask it yourself, there's always this kind of underlying anxiety. Because the real question that you're asking is there something wrong with the market? Or is there something wrong with me? And today, I'm going to tell you why you're probably asking that question, what it reveals about your business, and most importantly, why digital marketing is the answer that you have been avoiding. And before you click away thinking digital marketing is not for me, it's not for my industry, it's not for my business, we do things differently around here. Give me a second, because I'm about to show you why digital marketing is not what you think. It is not posting memes on social media. It's not dancing videos. It is actually the data infrastructure that informs important business decisions. It is what transforms hope-based tactics into predictable, profitable revenue for your business. If you've ever found yourself anxiously asking others if they're experiencing the same slowdown that you're experiencing, this video is for you. Because here's what I've learned after working with dozens of B2B companies. The businesses that ask this question are all making the same fundamental mistake. And once you fix it, you will no longer be asking outside people what is going on. You will know exactly where the issue is and how to address it. Let's get right to it. So let's talk about what's really happening when you ask this question, when you ask, is business slowing down for you all, or is it just me? What's happening in the background is that your revenue probably looks like a roller coaster, right? You have months when you are so busy you can hardly keep up. You're hiring temps, you're working overtime, you are scrambling to meet demands, and then all of a sudden, bam, things slow down. The phones stop ringing, the orders dry up, and you have your people just sitting around waiting. And then that's when you start asking yourself questions. What happened? Is there something going on with the market? Did my competitor just launch something? Are there some cheap imports that are coming in that I don't know about? Are people just not buying right now? Is it our pricing? Because you're praying, you're hoping that the answer is external, that the answer is not in your business. Because if you can get other people to affirm and say that they're struggling with the same thing, that means then it's not you. It is something that's going on in the market, and markets recover, right? You're just gonna have to wait it out. But here's the truth that nobody talks about. That question is a symptom. It is a symptom of a much bigger problem. When you ask, is business slow? What you're really saying is these three things. First, you have no visibility into your pipeline. You don't actually know how many opportunities are in progress right now. You can't predict when deals will close. You don't know what's going to come in next month, let alone next quarter. You are literally flying blind. Second, you have no control over lead generation. Leads just show up or they don't. You're completely dependent on referrals, word of mouth, and spaces that you can show up and sell in person and hope that you actually get a deal. You can't turn on demand when you need it. You are like a passenger in your own business. And third, you have no feedback loop. You don't know what's working and what's not working. You don't know why some months are super busy and some months are completely slow. You can't identify what's working so you can do more of it, and you can't identify where the bottlenecks are so you can clear them. You can't diagnose problems before they become a revenue crisis. And when you're flying blind like this is how you end up in a situation where you're always looking externally for answers. And now you might be thinking, okay, but how did I end up here? I've been in business for years. I know what I'm doing. And you're right. You do know what you're doing. The problem is what you're doing is based on hope. Let me explain. Most B2B companies use what I call hope-based tactics to bring in clients. Think about it. Referrals. You hope that someone is going to recommend you to another client. When you go to trade shows, you hope you're going to meet the right people that just happen to be working on the right projects and have the right budget, same as networking events. You hope that you're going to meet someone that actually needs what you sell and is going to remember to come to the meeting that you have arranged. You're hoping to be in the right place at the right time and meet the right person. Hope, 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 hope. Now here's the thing. Hope-based marketing can work. It has worked. Hell, it might be what got your business to where it is right now. But in today's market, where competition is fiercer than ever, where buyers have unlimited options, where decision cycles are taking longer and longer, and where anxiety over the economy is making people hesitate, hope-based marketing is what creates exactly what you're experiencing. Roller coaster revenue. Good months when the stars align, and then terrible months where things don't work out, and you have absolutely no idea what next month is going to be. Now, I know what you're thinking. We already tried digital marketing. We posted on LinkedIn, we posted on Facebook, we even did some videos and ran some Google ads. It doesn't work for a business. It doesn't work for B2B. And this is where I'm going to stop you, because what you tried was not digital marketing. It was digital tactics, but without a digital strategy behind it. Let me explain the difference. You know those referrals that you have been relying on. Digital marketing does not replace them. It amplifies them. It makes sure that you can track those referrals. You can track what's working, what was said that made an impact, and what needs to be amplified so that it reaches more people. That person that you met at a networking event, they're probably Googling some of the things that you talked about. Are they actually going to find your website? And will you be able to know that they hit your website and what pages they visited before they actually requested a consultation? And if they did not request a consultation, are you able to nurture them? Are you able to grab their email address so you can send them additional content? Are you able to follow them to other websites that they visit to show them an ad? And this makes sure that you're always top of mind when they're ready to buy. That way they buy from you and not a competitor or somebody else. And then the trade shows that you attend. Digital marketing does not replace them either. But while you're attending maybe 2, 3, or 4 trade shows a year, digital marketing is making sure that you're showing up in your customer's online environment and creating micro moments that will keep your brand name and your business name on top of their minds. Because here's what's really happening whether you like it or not. Your customers, yes, even B2B customers, are online all the time. And they're going to spend 67% of their buyer journey online researching, reading, watching videos, consuming content before they ever talk to you, before they ever engage with you. They're researching, they're comparing solutions, they're taking notes, and they're building shortlists. And if you're nowhere to be found online, or if you cannot track this activity online, then you're probably not even being considered. You're losing deals before you even know they exist. And here's the thing that should actually excite you. Digital marketing is not about being a different company. It's about accelerating what you're already doing. It's about adding data, visibility, and scale to the tactics that are already working for you today. So let me show you what you're actually missing with your hope-based marketing and how digital marketing can actually provide you with what you need. So the first missing piece is visibility. Right now, you have no idea who's interested in your products until you actually show up in front of them, or until they actually raise their hands and either call you or arrange a meeting with you. You have no idea who needs your services right now or who is looking for you. But with digital marketing, you can see how many people are interested in your company because you're able to track website visits. You can see how many of them actually took the next step and downloaded a case study or a white paper or watched a video. You can see which pages they engaged with. You can see which pages they're spending the most time on. And that tells you what products they're either interested in or the things that need to be simplified because maybe they're too complicated. And this isn't just creepy tracking of what people are doing on the internet. This is exactly what Amazon is doing when they recommend products to you based on what you purchased the last time. This is the exact same intelligence that Netflix uses when it recommends shows and movies to you. It is what every modern and successful company is doing to understand and manage their pipeline. Digital marketing takes the blindfold off. It gives you visibility into what's coming. The missing piece number 2 is control. It is frustrating to have a good month and then not be able to replicate it. It's also frustrating to go to a trade show and make all of these connections and then having to wait 6 months for the next one. Digital marketing gives you control. When things are slow, you can amplify your presence online to generate more interest. If there are particular offers that are working, you can actually put more ad spend behind them so that they can reach a lot more people. If an event or a trade show is canceled, you can hold a virtual event and still be able to reach the same prospects that you are able to reach in person. Think about that referral partner that always brings you qualified leads. Digital marketing allows you to build a system around those leads so you can go and find more leads like them. It lets you start those conversations earlier, and it lets you nurture and track those conversations until they turn into a sale. You're taking what works in person and making it work 24/7 with or without your physical presence. Missing piece number 3 is feedback. And here is what kills me. You spent tens of thousands of dollars on a trade show booth, but then at the end of it, you can't really track which conversations resonated, which messaging had the most impact. Out of the opportunities that you got from that trade show, which ones can be traced back to certain tactics or certain conversations? And then how do we then take that information and use it for the next trade show? Digital marketing gives you exactly that. It gives you forensic level feedback. You know exactly which messaging is working, exactly what format is going to drive the conversation forward. You know exactly where leads are falling off, so you can come back and optimize that specific message or that specific page. You know what's working and what is not working. You know what to amplify and what to change. You know ahead of time what concerns that you need to address with each specific customer segment. This isn't just data for data's sake. It is data that helps you make very important business decisions, and these decisions are the ones that impact your revenue. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Let me show you how digital marketing does not replace your current tactics, it transforms them. Let's say you're going to have a booth at a trade show. 3 weeks before the actual event, you target the event attendees with specific ads. You share valuable content that positions you as the expert in your industry, and you share things about your business that make you different from your competitors, so that on the day of the event, those conversations are not just cold conversations. You're talking to people who've already been introduced to your business and they actually already know you. And then after the show, you can retarget the attendees with offers, with case studies, and with testimonials. You can track exactly which pieces of content and which conversations lead to opportunities and lead to sales meetings. Same trade show strategy, but with 10 times the results. And it works the same way with referrals. When they visit your website, you're able to track them. You're able to nurture them with content that builds trust. You're able to request their email address in exchange for something valuable. Once they provide you with their email address, then you can reach out to them, you can send them content, you can send them offers, you can keep nurturing that relationship until they're ready to buy. And here's the kicker. You can identify the patterns of your best referral customers and use digital to go and find thousands of other customers that are just like them. It's the same referral strategy with 100 times the reach. You can also do the same with thought leadership. If you are an expert and you like to speak at events and that is how you do your networking and that's how you get opportunities, you can do the same at an even larger scale on digital. Because when you speak at events, again, you're hoping that the right people are going to get the message and that they're going to remember to actually contact you. When you do the same on digital marketing, you expand that reach even further. You create a library of content that is available to every client or every customer that visits your website, and then you can use it to retarget the ones that are actually interested in purchasing your products. Not only does this create trust, it also builds a personal brand. The expertise that you have built over decades, plus your personality, is something that cannot be replicated. That becomes the differentiator between you and your competitors. So it is another layer for you to get more opportunities. So what does this actually look like in practice? On Monday morning, when you get to the office and open your dashboard, you can see that 247 new leads have visited your website. 23 of them consumed multiple pieces of content. 7 of them requested more information, and 3 of them actually booked a consultation. But here is what you will see in addition to that. You will see where they came from, which problems they're trying to solve, what they searched for in order to reach your website, what content they consumed, and how many times they have returned. So that you're not cold calling. You're reaching out to warm prospects with perfect timing and perfect messaging. If you notice that the pipeline is light for Q3, for example, you don't panic. You act. You scale up the LinkedIn campaign that's generating quality leads. Maybe you launch a new webinar series for the content that converts the best. You amplify the case study that resonates the most with ready customers. You're not hoping for results, you're engineering them. If a referral comes in from a trusted partner, you're not just reaching out to them with that one conversation. Your digital system takes over. They get valuable content based on their industry. They can see testimonials from similar companies. They receive insights that help them build the case internally. And then by the time you have another conversation, they're not evaluating if they should buy, they're figuring out how they can buy. And look, I get it. You've built a successful business without ever having to do digital marketing. You've got relationships, you've got reputation, you've got referrals. But here's what's happening while you're relying on those alone. Your prospects are online right now, searching for solutions. And if you're not there, you're invisible. And guess who's there? Your competitors. They're targeting your exact customers with precision that you cannot reach using analog methods. They're having thousands of conversations every day that you only have twice a year at the trade show, only because they have a strong digital presence. I'm not suggesting abandoning what works. It's about taking those relationship building tactics that have already worked for you and adding rocket fuel to them. So digital marketing for B2B is not about going viral on TikTok, and it's not about posting pictures on Instagram. It's about being visible when your prospects are researching. It's about nurturing relationships at scale, having data to make better decisions, and creating predictable, repeatable revenue systems. So if you're ready to stop asking, is business slow right now? And you're ready to start knowing exactly what's going on in your pipeline, here's where I suggest you start. Number one, install basic digital visibility. And you can do this using Google Analytics. You can add a form to capture interest. That way you know exactly who is searching for you and what they're looking for. And then number two, amplify what's already working. Take your best case study and promote it digitally. Take your trade show list and put them into an email platform and start sending them content on a regular basis to nurture them. And then number three, pick one platform where you can show up on a regular basis with expert content and valuable information that will attract your prospective clients. You don't need to become an expert overnight. You just need to start. Start adding digital intelligence to what you're already doing. Because if you start today, in 90 days, you'll have visibility into your pipeline that you've never had before. You'll have control over lead generation instead of just hoping that the phone rings. You'll have feedback that makes your existing tactics even more effective. And you'll never have to ask external people what's going on within your business because you will know. Because you have the data, you have the control, and you have the system to help you make decisions. And so the question is, are you going to continue flying blind in an increasingly digital world? Or are you going to choose to give yourself the visibility, the control, and the feedback that digital marketing generates? And the thing is, your competitors have already decided. So it's up to you now to catch up. And if you are still unsure about whether this will work for your specific business, ask your question in the comment section below and let's talk about it. Also subscribe to this channel because I'll be covering more on this topic and how to position your B2B business for success. That is all for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.